Hello fancy internet people. I am making some beer soap tonight, and I thought I would start with filming me making my lye water. I'm making it out of 100% Corona. It's my husband's drink of choice, and this soap was kind of inspired by him. This is a soap that's going to be made from beer, and it's also going to be scented with bacon. So I thought I would film my lye water. I hope you can kind of see it from the side. I've left the beer sitting out all day open to release any of the carbonation off of it. And I'm just kind of adding the lye in just a little bit at a time. Add in the rest of it. I wonder if you could see that. We got us some bubbles going here. And it's turned a really, really dark brown color. I've had these bubbles happen before, and whenever I've had them happen, I always just stir really, really slowly and stir very, very well. I wonder if you could see that on camera. I was busy looking. But you can see how the color's really changed. It's still very opaque. Can't see through it. But yeah, so I'm just going to keep stirring this until there's also some steam coming off of it. I'll keep stirring until the steam goes away, and I'll keep stirring until it's kind of cleared out a bit. And then we'll let this cool off, and then I'll start making the rest of the soap, and I'll tell you more about it here in just a little while. See you guys in a few. Alrighty, we got everything nice and cooled down and ready to go, and it's time to make the beer and bacon soap. So in goes our beer lye water. Let's give this a little stir. Is that not a pretty pumpkin puree color? That's really cute. So I'm just going to kind of blend this until everything is emulsified. And I've got a couple of elements that I'm wanting to do with this, but I'm kind of just going with the flow with it. Air bubbles. So it's getting emulsified. I think I'll show you. I'll let it sit for a second, and I think I'll show you what all I'm going to do to it. First off, I've got these awesome shavings from this unscented charcoal soap that I made a little while ago that I'm going to add. I've also got some, and I can go ahead and throw this in. I'm going to put in a little bit of kaolin clay. I'm wanting to do a pencil line drop swirl. So it's a drop swirl with a pencil line. I'm wanting to do that in brown with some cocoa powder. And then I've also got, for the top, I've got some little embeds, some beer bottles, and some little bacons. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff going on here. I'm going to get this clay blended in real good. Oh, and I also have a bacon fragrance oil that smells like bacon. It's crazy. Actually, I made my husband smell it before I got started, and he was so excited. He was like, I cannot wait to bathe with this. Alright, let's go ahead and add in our fragrance. And this is a darker color fragrance too. So I guess we will see how the finished product is going to turn out. Do a little bit more. There we go. I might have to get more of this because it does smell pretty good. If you like bacon, you're gonna like this. I don't know if my eyes deceive me or not, but it looks like it's already darkening up more than it was. This is going to be great fun. Very interesting to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and ditch the stick blender in favor of a whisk. And I'm just going to start whisking in my soap shavings. And this is actually the same, I'm using the same recipe that I used for the black soap shavings, except for they have activated charcoal and no scent. I thought these would be a very interesting little pop of black in the soap. I'm wanting to make sure that the soap is thick enough that the shavings are going to stay suspended. It looks like they'll stay pretty suspended. I'm going to add a little bit more. I've got plenty. I don't want to add all of them, but I do want to add most of them. And I'm also not wanting to put in too many air bubbles as well. Cool, I think this is going to work out pretty good. Okay, so I'm working with a loaf mold. I'm just going to go ahead and pour in a layer of soap. Oh yeah, those are suspended real nice. And then what I'm going to do is I've got some cocoa powder in this cute little sieve. I'll put the cocoa powder in the sieve. Come on, there we go. And then just tapping, it's going to create this nice fine powder on the top. Let's scoop that a little bit. And it's going to make a nice little pencil line. And we don't want it too thick either, because then the soap, the bars might try to separate at the line, which is not what we want. Boop, 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 boop. I saw someone on one of my soap making communities do a pencil line drop swirl like this and thought it was just gorgeous. So I thought I'd give it a go. I'm just going to give this a spray of rubbing alcohol just because that's what you do with melt and pour when you attach layers together, so I figured it couldn't hurt. Now what I'm going to do is pour on the top and hopefully make some sort of a pencil line. I don't know if that worked or not. We will see, I guess, when I cut it. And then I've got these cute little silicone molds that I got at the store, and I'm going to pour the rest in here for some soap samples. Oh, I could do 2. I had enough for 2. Excellent. I'll get me some really nice soap samples. Alrighty. Ditch our dishes. This had quite a few bubbles in it, so I'm going to really bang this one out. I can see a couple of them there. I bet I really didn't even need that pencil line. We'll see what happens when I cut it in a few days. Okay, I'm going to test and see if this will hold or not. I don't know if you can see over there. No, that is going to sink. Okay, so I am going to pause and try to fish that little guy out of there. And when the soap's hard enough on top, I'll catch back up with you guys and we'll put on our embeds. Yay! Alright, so we've hardened up just enough that we can start putting on my little doodads. I've got some little beer bottles here and some little bacons. And these are going to be my sample bars over here. So I'm just going to kind of put a few down. I'll make sure they're good and pressed in there too. I believe I needed 1, 2, 3. I believe all I'm going to be able to put on this one is just little beer bottles because I had the big one mapped out. So let's put our little beer bottles over here. And I've got the 2 different colors, so that'll look kind of nice. That actually looks really darn cute. Look at that with the 2 little colors. That's adorable. And these will get cut up, and I'm going to send these out. The samples will be sent out with orders. They'll also, I'm planning on bringing back my sample listings on Etsy. And then here's our big cajone. And what I had planned to do... Uh-oh! Oh no! Get out of there. A little bit of excess bacon. I had planned to alternate. Let's put a bacon down first. I'm going to go sideways like this. And then have a beer bottle like this. And I wanted it so that when I cut it, they were obviously kind of going sideways. And that you get a little beer and a little bacon in each bar. I really want to get that last one in there. I bet I'll have to trim off a little bit. Let me grab a knife. There's a knife. Ah, I actually cut soap with this earlier. That's perfect. And kind of trim off a little like that. Yeah, there we go. So that's my beer and bacon soap. Pull these back over here. I'm going to let these sit for a couple days. I'm not going to let this gel. I'm actually going to pop this in the fridge so that I don't melt my little embeds on top. So it'll be a few days before I can pop these out and cut them. And they should be ready by mid-August. So look for them on Etsy by mid-August. So that's beer and bacon. Thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you in a few days. See you around.